I know. I know. It has been a long week, to say the least. Yeah. I'm hanging in. How about you? How are you doing? Yeah. Well, let's focus on some positive things. What's on your gratitude list for today? Me too. On my gratitude list is you. Always number one on my gratitude list. I am so grateful for our ability to communicate. I am so grateful for our ability to have each other's back. Yeah, I know that's really important. I know we sometimes get into dumb fights. I know. But at the end of the day, I'm not leaving you. And I know you're not leaving me. And it's not that we're stuck together. No. It is that I choose you and I made a commitment to be with you. And I am sticking to that. Yeah. So, I'm grateful that we are warm. I like to list the simple things that we often take for granted. I'm grateful for these covers and this blanket. I'm grateful for hot showers and hot baths. I'm grateful that, we're not going to bed hungry right now. I know, it's so funny when I think about, one thing I like about camping is that it really makes you appreciate all, the little dumb things, because, when we're out camping, especially when we're out, overnight backpack camping, and, you want to have water. Well, great. You gotta go down to the creek, and you gotta filter it. Well, you gotta pump it out of your, with our little, water filter pump. You gotta put that in the water bottle, and then, you can use that to drink and cook or wash with. But it takes, it takes a while to get even 1 liter of water. It takes like 5 minutes, which I know that might not seem like, 5 minutes, but dude, we're just so spoiled. So spoiled. Yeah, I have a friend, and they go do mission work. But one of the really cool things that they do is they help build wells for these villages in Africa, to help them get fresh water. And, you see, the women and the children carrying these huge pots of water on their head, back to the village, and they're walking for, a mile, or even if it's a half mile. And it's just for, one pot of water. And you think, my God, when we take a shower, right? Like, how much water do we use? It's crazy. I know. We're so spoiled. So spoiled. That's what I'm saying. It's just, yeah, I'm grateful for those little things that we get to, those little luxuries that we get to share. And I'm grateful that you listen me to be a better person. Do you know what I mean? You listen me to be a better person. Like the way you see me is often better than the way I see me. And I want to be the person that you see. Yeah. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that, if we get too cold, we can turn on the heater. I'm grateful that if we get too hot, we can turn on the AC. Or stick our feet in some cool water that we can just go walk over to a sink and flick on some drinkable water at basically any temperature we want. That's pretty crazy. I'm grateful for the internet. And yeah, it's wild. And it's so new. It's weird when you think about it sometimes. Yeah, there are a lot of kids now who are adults that literally have never not had the internet. That's so weird to think about. That there are not just kids, but there are adults who have never had a time in their life when they didn't have the internet or like a cell phone. I know. That's so weird. Because I remember that, not having those things. I know, I sound like my parents, right? When I was a kid, we didn't have X, Y, and Z thing. I know, it's so funny how it comes around. And someday, this generation of kids will have kids. And they'll be telling their children someday, oh my gosh, man, well, when I was a kid, we didn't have Neuralink, we couldn't just beam thoughts back and forth to each other. We had to use our words all the time, and the written word, or what, who knows what it's gonna be. It's so funny. But yeah, I'm very grateful. It's always grateful. Where's my other pillow? Yeah, I'm always grateful how grateful that I was born when I was born. Yeah, I think people are very fond of romanticizing the past. People are really, I think humans have very, very, very short-term memories for the most part. And they love, I certainly am guilty of it too. We love to romanticize about how things, how great things used to be. But the reality is, what I want to go back in time to, like the 1950s, right? It would be cool for a while. But it would be so strange to go back to living in the 1950s. There was so much more, like misogyny, and there was so much more racism, and there was so much more, I don't know, like lack of information, and, the world was like very homophobic and very anti-LGBTQ and things that we kind of nowadays just take for granted was just not the case back in the day, Yeah. It's like, I guess it would be one thing to go back in the 1950s as a, upper middle class, college educated, white person. That probably wouldn't suck, assuming you're heterosexual. But if you're not those things, it would have been interesting, to say the least. Yeah, I'm using the word interesting, not instead of terrible. I don't know, maybe not, maybe it wasn't terrible, but definitely it was different. It was different. Yeah. So that's why, yeah, I'm grateful for the time that we get to spend together like this. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah, we want things to be better. I know. Yeah. Yeah, nothing wrong with, you can have, I and you, we can have two things be true simultaneously. I can be extremely, and I am extremely grateful for what we have and what we have together and the world we live in and the progress that's been made. And I can simultaneously want it to be better and know that, there is still work to be done. And I'm really, 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 really grateful that I get this time right now with you. Really, really, really grateful. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. we had, if we had $1 billion, what would we do? What would we be doing different than this? That would be fundamentally different. Maybe have nicer blankets. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe we would actually prefer the old, these old blankets that have been washed 1,000 times and they have history and they, were passed down. I don't know. There's something about that. What do we really do differently if we had $1 billion? I guess it'd be less stressful, right? It's nice when you don't have to worry about. It's nice when you don't have to worry about the next paycheck. It's very convenient. That would be awesome. So that would be cool. I'm not gonna lie. But, and I know it's been said by, 1 million people and blah, 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 money doesn't buy happiness. And it's true, obviously. It buys you time, though. It buys you freedom from certain obligations, right? So that's nice. That would be nice. Yeah, to be, independently wealthy. That would be really cool. But it's also, would this moment right now be that much better? Probably not. Yeah, I forget who said it. Maybe it was like Jim Carrey or somebody kind of famous or whatever. And they were just talking about, I wish they could give everybody fame for a little while. Just so, and fortune, right? Just so they could realize that it doesn't solve all your problems. It solves some, and it creates others. Yeah. But ultimately, your happiness is completely tied to your own just state of being. Yeah, I guess if we are independently wealthy, I guess we would travel more, maybe. Where do you want to go? Ooh. Yes. Yes, I definitely want to do that. What about me? I want to see and scuba dive on the Great Barrier Reef. Yeah, I think that would be really amazing. Yeah, most of the things that I love doing, are like adventure vacations. It's not like there's definitely a time and a place to, sit around a pool with a margarita or a pina colada. I mean, there's definitely a time and a place for that. But I think, the things that I most are the more adventure things. Yeah, like when we zip-lined through the canopy in Costa Rica, right? Like that. That was cool. That was awesome. It wasn't sitting by the pool that I remember, but I remember boogie boarding in the ocean and trying to surf and failing. But that's the stuff I remember. So yeah, scuba diving in Mexico. Oh my god. Yeah, and it wasn't like when we went to Mexico, it was awesome. It was great sitting by the pool, and being in like the all-inclusive, like that was cool. Okay, I'm not saying it wasn't. But I think, we can agree that our favorite part was exploring Chichen Itza and going and seeing the ruins and talking to our guide and seeing, the incredible, the Mayan ruins or the Maya ruins. Yeah. Like that's like the stuff that I go like, ooh, neat. And swimming in that cenote. Oh my gosh. That was so cool. Right? It was just like, dude, the water was so clear and so cool and beautiful, and like being in the cave and like, swimming amongst the stalagmites and the stalactites and that was cool. Yeah, that's the fun stuff. For me. Yeah, I know. So yeah, definitely more adventures, more exploring. I want to go to New Zealand. Yeah. I want to go to China. It'd be so fun to explore some China. It's such a huge country. It's wild. It's so big. Did you know that like a small city in China is like 5 million people or something crazy? There's like a bunch of cities that have more than 5 million people. Like a bunch. It's weird. I know. So yeah. All that stuff. Yeah. I want to go to Japan too. I definitely want to explore more of Asia. Yeah, I loved Thailand, and I would absolutely go back in a heartbeat. Such a cool place. So yeah, if we had unlimited funds for unlimited travel, that would be cool. Not gonna lie. But if I'm being really honest, right now, this moment right now, is pretty awesome. It's pretty amazing too. Yeah. And tomorrow, it's gonna be another day. I get to do cool different things. Some things you want to do, and some things, that are on the to-do list. But we get to do them. And we get to sleep in this cozy, warm, soft bed. Which, if I'm being honest, blows the crap out of being in a sleeping bag and a ground mat. On a ground mat. Yeah. Being here is so much better. That's fun. Like, don't get me wrong, it's really fun to go camping and do that. But this, so much better. I know. I know. You're amazing. I'm so grateful to have you. So grateful. Even when you're wrong. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I know. I know. So funny. How much we love to be right. Anyway, you're the best. So grateful to have you. Are you ready to go to bed? Okay. Let's go to bed. Night night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.